Damas y caballeros, buenos días. Como era de esperar, voy a hablar en inglés. Water reuse in Europe. You've heard the introduction of Thomas Petitguillot. We as EurEau, we are an association, federation representing 28 countries from EU. We are both private and public operators, and altogether we represent something like 500,000 people all over Europe. We, as EurEau, are working closely with the European institutions. And of course, all the process that Thomas just explained to you, that has begun with the blueprint in 2011-2012. We were closely looking and promoting the reuse from the very beginning. So we are very happy today that, in fact, in a quite short period of time, 4 years at the European level is not that long. We now are able to come up with a new legislation. EurEau and water services. We have clearly three main challenges we aim to follow: access to water, water quality, and resource efficiency. And more precisely, amongst our challenge, there was specifically one, number 7, which was about water resource efficiency in the water sector. So that we are very happy that the European Commission has launched this circular economy strategy. Water reuse in Europe. Why? For sure, you all know why. Because water scarcity is an increasing issue in Europe and in the world. And we all know that water is too precious to be used only once. Water is needed for agriculture, water is needed for food industry, for time and leisures, for tourism, and more generally for the economy. When you look at water scarcity in Europe, in fact, like Thomas was saying, not only southern countries are suffering of water shortage, but also, of course, France. Everyone knows that south of France is sometimes lacking of water, but also some west part of France, and even north of France. And you have also England, Ireland, in some places, even Sweden is lacking of water resources. And you see Estonia, which is one of the red dots on the top of the map. What we know is that we have been practicing water reuse for years, and water reuse is safe. Water reuse is safe, and we have been experimenting a lot of experience of reuse application all over the last decades. So, except for Central and Northern Europe, most countries are concerned. We know different solutions to tackle the water resources issues. Of course, leakage reduction, this is one of the objectives of the European Commission. Aquifer Recharge, this will be one of the aim of the current guidance document, which is under preparation. Water transfer, you have been experimenting water transfer in Spain as well, water storage and water reuse. We have already regulation in 6 member states. But we could say that depending on the country, this regulation has had good or bad effects on the implementation of reuse projects. Some regulations are quite old. I don't remember exactly when comes the first of all, but Cyprus was in 2002, Italy in 2003, Portugal in 2005, Spain 2007, France 2014. It was not the first try in France. We had a previous, a first regulation in 2010, but which was absolutely impossible to apply, though they tried to manage to improve it. And when I say that some are successful, in Cyprus, almost 90% of the treated wastewater is reused. In France, we have some application for golf courses, for agriculture, but very few. But application is really still lacking due to implementation issues in the legislation. We often talk about Greece. In fact, Greece has mainly small projects in agriculture irrigation, mainly due to water transport issue. In fact, water is heavy. We all know that. 1 cubic meter is 1 ton, and 1 ton is very costly to move. If you have to move 1 ton, you will know that. And that's a problem in Greece. In Italy, there are some very good examples. I will show you one slide, one picture about Nozedo in Milano. 1 million inhabitants, and very efficient agreement with the consortium of farmers. But more generally, in Italy, they consider that the regulation is too strict, too stringent to promote efficiently the water reuse.
3 more minutes, Bruno.
How more?
3 more minutes.
Okay, thank you, it's good. So, what the European level can bring, guidelines to help member states to develop suitable regulation, quality standards at European level, harmonizing the requirements is probably one of the best messages we can send to stakeholders and to people. But we don't need too stringent regulation, and we have already asked the European Commission not to follow the Italian example, and not also the Australian one, which is one of the stringent in the world, but also to look at what has been successful in Europe. In regards to the circular economy package, what could have been said also by Thomas Petitguillot is that we need to set a new business model, because we have the technologies, we can improve them, we have the needs, but most of the time we don't have a sustainable business model, and no one is really willing to pay for the efforts made to reuse water. In the guidance document, which we are following very closely, we have noted that some references are again, too stringent, and especially the use of bioassay, from our point of view, is not a very good idea to complicate. It's good at research level, but not for operations. Also, what we have already asked is to is that the urban wastewater treatment directive, which is compulsory to apply even for a reuse project, we have asked that this reuse option would skip out the discharge of this water from the urban wastewater treatment directive requirements. This could be a huge improvement for all of us. Thomas Petitguillot told us about the urban agenda. It's really under preliminary discussion, but this agenda is targeting water reuse, especially for urban use, and a very high level of resource efficiency. We have been recovering phosphorus by spreading sludge on farmlands for decades. Extracting the phosphorus from the sludge is costly, but at the moment, the fertilizer industry is not really keen to pay for this phosphorus recovery in this new way. So again, this has to do with a business model more than with technology. And water reuse has definitely its role to play. It's time for action. As I said, EurEau has been following from the very beginning this reuse implementation legislation in Europe, but we will continue to follow this implementation in the member state level, and we will help all the member states in our association to promote good practices. And we will help also our members to make local projects successful. Here is the Nozedo wastewater treatment plant. Again.
Bruno, you should be finishing, please.
Yeah, it's my last one. But you have also greenhouse agriculture in Netherlands. And also, I was talking about northern countries. You have here in Belgium an Aquifer Recharge project to avoid salty water to enter into the groundwater. So, again, whenever necessary, whenever technically feasible, whenever economically possible, water is too precious to be used only once, so let's reuse it. Thank you for your attention.